Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of day it is for you. Guess what? I'm back. We're going to pick up exactly where we left off, which is slightly under-leveled. I wasn't as hot or sticky beforehand as well, so we're going to have to deal with that. And I'm not enjoying this shotgun, so let's swap it out. That's not working for me. I'll swap it out for the Stinger once I get to that point.
Hello! There are new missions available at the New Haven Bounty Board. Oh! Crazy Earl has more jobs he'd like that chump Vault Hunter to do. Scooter asked me to tell you about a little something he needs done. You should ask him about it.
Oh, he's up there, that's right. Running. Top to the claptrap.
Greetings! Helena Peters has more jobs for you in New Haven. I can listen to you move your disgusting meat flaps. Or I can stick an electrode up my back panel and call it paradise. I will comply with what you need. Then get out of my scan range.
Prepare yourself. Your next challenge awaits. It might seem insurmountable, but you can do this. You will prevail.
And this is where we get into our next actual grinds position. One of the things that happens, like I mentioned it before, this game actually does have some grind to it. Borderlands 2, not as much. Borderlands pre-sequel, kinda.
It is not yet over, and it is not yet
but
time to rest. Much depends on
this
your
one,
actions moving forward.
the Guardian isn't good. The Relentless Stinger I want to keep. Not getting rid of that. Okay. Now, we're about to fight the Rack Hive. The Rack Hive is an enemy that is, to a degree, frustrating, but it is nowhere near as bad as it could be. So we're going to basically farm this boss until I get to an appropriate level to finish out the first loop of the game. Once we finish out the first loop of the game, we will jump straight into the DLC. And what we're going to find over here is a whole bunch of spider ants. We don't care about the spider ants. What we do care about, though, is this little red chest here.
Nailed it.
And the reason why is sometimes you can get really nice weapons there.
Target hit.
See? A lot of these things will drop the equipment for us to see if we like it. It's gonna be.
Critical, bitch.
As you can see, my hand cannon here is refilling on ammo faster than I can use it. Personally, I like to go in from the right-hand side. See the difference? So, you may not have caught it. There's actually an explosive one in those groups. Those yellow ones there explode on you.
Mowing them down. I love this damn thing.
One eyeball down. Let's go for number 2. That's number 2 and number 3. Come on. To be honest, I am being a little lazy here. So this weapon requires you to click. It doesn't have an auto shooting mode, but I have one of the razor mice that has the programmable buttons.
Break it up.
And I've got it set up to do 40 clicks per second. And it's all on left mouse button, so I get a lot of clicks very fast. Let's see. Money, money, money. Caustic machine gun. Prox mine. Yeah, and you can see that there's nothing special there. The catch is, this guy is great farming. If you've never played this game, you don't understand how quickly you can become out-leveled. And that outpacing your level kills you in the long run. Can't kill it. Now, problem number 2. The rack hive will not respawn until you actually finish out the mission. So what you're going to see me do is, like I normally do, I'm going to save and quit out of the game, and I'm going to reload it. Once I reload it, we're going to go to Tanis, get the next mission. And once they push me towards the next mission, once I turn it in, I'm going to save, quit again, return back to the trash coast, and then I'm going to make that guy very sorry that he ever existed. And I see I have a few viewers in here. Welcome. I haven't done it for this stream, but BorderQuest is my annual playthrough of all the FPS games for Borderlands. 1 pre-sequel, 2, and then 3, because I played them in chronological order, not release order.
I'll TC the vehicle.
I only do the story-based DLC. I do not like battle arenas. Battle arenas are boring to watch and boring to play through. I'm sure there's some people out there who would strongly disagree with me on that. That's just a matter of personal opinion. But since I do have some people in here, what is your favorite Borderlands game? 1, 2, 3 pre-sequel, the Tales from the Borderland. Yes, I said it on like that on purpose, just to give myself a difficult time saying it. Love mashers. Oh, I leveled up. Okay. I can actually get the couple of weapons that I've unlocked, that I have sitting in my inventory. I still want my double anarchy. I don't care what level it is. That thing will carry me all the way through to General Knox. So let's see what we've got in here. Garbage, garbage. Come on, I got it. Come on. Class mods. Okay. Nothing good there.
You never have enough stuff.
Shotgun shoddy. Okay. Now, I mentioned this on my, the start of BorderQuest 2022, Year of the Soldier. But Borderlands actually has this really weird thing it does. Saving and quitting too much will cause the game to... I don't know exactly how it works, but I understand the principle behind it. It'll stack up entries to the game. So what'll happen is your game will start tearing. It'll slow down to a crawl. It is simultaneously hilarious to watch and horrible to watch. And I actually thoroughly enjoy making it happen from time to time. Now that we saved and quit, our lovely little rack hive should be respawned in. We are going to swap out. Where is it at? That for that. And I normally do debate the Iridian weapons. They can be simultaneously the best and worst weapons. My favorite is the WoW cannon, which we'll see here in a few minutes once I'm done. I normally get up to like level 31 before I'm done with Rack Hive. And the reason why is because that's a good stopping place before you can just like walk through the rest of the game. Or at least for the base content. Oh, I love that sound. Oh, I forgot to sell my stuff off. Now, I've said this before, I do have a singular favorite weapon throughout the series. It is the Double Anarchy. I know it's a bit cliched, but it is my favorite. And it should be respawned. Yep. Look at all those lovely little crits. I really do enjoy all these games. This one is the... I know some people argue that pre-sequel is the worst. I think pre-sequel had a lot of potential. But, as it has been said many times in many ways, the pre-sequel comes off as a cash grab, not an actual release of a Borderlands game. And with the release of Wonderlands coming out towards the end of this month, I want to play my BorderQuest before that happens. And then that'll probably be the last game I buy for like months, if not the rest of the year. I stand corrected. I will be getting Pokemon Violet or Scarlet. Probably Scarlet, because I like the color better. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Money, money, money. Did you drop down on the loot again? Oh, you bastard. What? That is mean. You dropped only money? That's it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shoot you in the eyeballs again. I was already planning on doing that, but we don't have to let him know that. Or her. Interesting question to think about. I'm going to hold on to the mugshot. The mugshot's still a good weapon. No. No. No, okay.
A sniper without a sniper com is just a guy with a gun. Find the com that's right for you.
Already got that. Okay. Anything good in you?
Real doctor, when you got my machines and they're scary needles.
Okay. Now at this point, you're not. I'm just gonna pump out all of my HP that I can. I'm not too worried about shields. I so do miss. Like normally by now, I found my first double anarchy, even if it's a garbage one, because with the way. I'm not sure if you're familiar, and let me know if I'm over talking. The way that the game does weapons is all by parts. And that's how you can get a weapon like the Double Anarchy. The Double Anarchy is kind of awesome. It has both a trigger and a barrel that doubles your bullets.
Always nice to get resupplied.
So what happens is, for every trigger pull, instead of only getting 1 bullet or 2, you get 4. Now, that seriously depletes your ammunition. Ain't gonna lie. But the good news is with that, your enemies disintegrate. And I'm actually quite curious, because normally I've found one by now, and since I haven't found one, that's making me a little worried, actually. Oh, and look at that. The damage reduction already gone. One eye down, let's go for 2. And this guy, or gal probably, is actually one of the best places you can farm for experience. Throughout the entire game, in my opinion. I don't know about other places that provide as much as experience in a short period of time with such an easy kill. Another explosive elements. Caustic. Okay. But yeah, the levels you earn off of this monster alone whenever I get to the Guardian, I know it has a name, but I can't remember. Whenever we get to the Guardian of the area, you're gonna see about how much it just disintegrates compared to casual runs of the game. Because casually, what happens is you end up spending a lot of time running around trying to get everything set up. However, I like speedrun tech. I don't joke about that. I really do. Some of the techniques that they use is just simply amazing. Ooh. I've only played this game co-op with my little brother a long time ago. When the game first came out, there was some buzz around it. So back then, you could play on the game and play blah 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 blah. I don't need to over-explain multiplayer. This was the first game I ever got a platinum trophy on. Let's see what we got here. Relentless SMG. And again, for me, it's all about the fire rate. If I can't get a double anarchy, straight up fire rate. This thing, fire rate. 13 on the fire rate. And again, so I've talked about this before. That damage reduction kind of goes both ways. As you can see, last time I was doing 84 a pop on the random sections.
Need to reload.
Even with this one, you can see how much damage I'm doing now. Come on.
I'm out of mag.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Do you like to melt?
Bigger and better.
Anything good? Okay. Wow, I've got a lot of people in here. Well, welcome to the stream if this is your first time. I've actually hit my... So I have a soft level cap and a hard level cap. I do not want to sit here and just keep grinding this out with so many people here. And I know 5, oh my, that's a lot. That isn't really a lot to most people, but it is to me. And I want every one of you to not just sit around watching me shoot the same monster over and over again. So... let's go to Old Haven and move the story along. Now, even the badasses here will melt. And I don't even have my favorite weapon.
It's hard to seek new opportunities. Old equipment. Upgrade now.
No. Okay. Alright. So, if you don't know, Borderlands 1 came out way back in the day. They actually were going to use photorealistic graphics. And you can actually look it up. The game looked horrendous. And that's just because that's how graphics looked back then. And definitely compared to modern games with realistic graphics, it looked like garbage. And I'm glad they went with the these type of graphics instead, the cell shading. Give me a second. I hate these Gatling guns. There we go. Since they went with the cell shaded instead, we can actually see that the game holds up a lot better than it could have. And that's one of the biggest things that I do enjoy about the game, is that the graphics hold up significantly better than other FPSs of its day. What? Okay, whatever.
Are we keeping score here?
Did I change out to the bigger transfusion? I did not. Now I have. New rocket launcher. Okay. Pretty bad. But again, like I was mentioning on my first stream today, your action skill will disappear on you if you die. But the same thing works for the other people as well, the enemies. Where are you at? Hi. Have you met our Lord and Savior, SMG?
Good luck. See you next time.
If the Lance are taking an interest.
And again, because I'm lazy, I'm going to save and quit out. That's going to put me back at the beginning of Old Haven. Which prompts the question. I know the answer is probably a simple answer. They started calling it Old Haven afterwards. But when did they start calling Old Haven, this Old Haven?
For you, not for me. I'm safe and sipping a nice chamomile. They know the legend of the vault too, and it is unlikely they will simply let you walk in unopposed and cheerful.
Where is it? I think it is the Cauldron. They see me rolling, they hating.
Greetings! Helena Pierce has more jobs for you in New Haven.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah. I can teleport over there. Nope. We're gonna teleport.
Hello! There are new missions.
Isn't there a... There is not. Okay. Alrighty then.
At the New Haven Bounty Board. Hello! Crazy Earl has more jobs he'd like that chump Vault Hunter to do.
And this is my personal reason for hating Claptrap. Back when the game first came out, we're talking PlayStation 3 Xbone days. Sorry, not Xbone, just Xbox. I played a lot of this game. When I say a lot, I mean over 1,000 hours.
Flint was an employee of mine, but I fired him for gross incompetence.
Because of that, I got to see a lot of different things in this game. but nothing more than Claptrap constantly saying, hey, Crazy Earl has something for that chump Vault Hunter. Over and over and over again. I actually played through the game once and did every quest everywhere. And I know that's not an uncommon thing, 100% quest completion.
You've come. Excellent. I've been looking forward to this. My men are impatient. But I shall savor this
Where
until
you at?
your blood has soaked the sand and your carcass is nothing but food for rock. Come get some.
Yeah, your brother isn't gonna fare too well either. Your other brother, though, he survives a war. Probably one of many for him. But no. You and the captain are not going... Y'all aren't surviving this whole thing. Come on, where you at? Where you at? You're always over here. There we go. I see him. Yeah, these guys run patrols. Get back over here. No, 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 no. Sincerely, with no due credibility, go fuck yourself. Knocking me out of my outrider or whatever this thing is called. Oh, there we go. There we go.
I see you beating a path to my door. How can I turn you away when you're so doggedly eager for death? Do come in. Enter my humble abode.
I am eager for death. However, it's not my own.
Critical hit.
1, 2, I'm coming. 3, 4, rock that jump. Yeah, I'm not exactly interested in killing any of these guys. But I will. Oh, I did it again. Okay, some of you may not have been here for the first stream, and I have recently played about 80 hours worth of, what is it? Destiny 2 in this last week. And because of that, I keep going to hit C for my melee attack. And I keep doing it over and over and over again.
That was all me.
So we got cheap rifle. Don't want a cheap rifle.
Oh, you know that hurt.
Do I have to walk around this whole thing again? Did I do this backwards again? Like I do every year? And not as bad as last year. Hans and Franz are here to pump you up. Ooh, that hurt my hands.
Please, make yourself at home. My men will be with you shortly. Never let it be said that the great Baron Flint is short on hospitality.
Maybe. Come on.
Another one bites the dust.
Come on, Hans and Franz. There we go. Hi, Delta Dust. I hope you're safe. Since you're posting, I imagine you're in a relatively safe place. Ooh, it's always one of them. Oh,
I'm out of match.
I ran out of ammo. That's a first. All right. Okay. Adapt.
Beat my ass.
Ooh, okay. I'll have to check that out a little bit later. What we have here. Burning Stinger. Okay, Stinger has a high fire rate, which is my jam. I hope all your family's safe as well, Delta Dust. He can't actually, you can't actually lose his boomstick on your first playthrough. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a... I'll be honest, I'm kind of a... When it comes to international politics, to a more detailed degree, I'm kind of a typical American. I'm kind of ignorant on other countries' cultures and stuff like that. But yeah, I imagine everywhere in Europe is tense. It is a good word for it. Honestly, if a new world war breaks out where it's everyone versus Russia and China, that's going to be a hellish affair for everybody. And you guys are going to be the first ones up on that chopping block. And that sucks. And I really hope you guys remain safe.
We may shut down the commerce grid as well. This is the only warning you will receive.
And that's the whole catch to all of this stuff, is that a lot of Americans, and then maybe this is more of a broader subject, but a lot of Americans don't really...
They're shutting down the ecosystem, and now we're getting reports of weapons fire all around.
It gets into a philosophical point of view, I think. And I know this is an old idea, but the idea that Japan doesn't exist, because I've never been there, I've never seen it, Japan doesn't exist. As far as I know, it is a gimmick of the mind, and everyone else, although they're talking about it, it really doesn't truly exist. That is ruthless. Okay. That is something that occasionally happens with people with dissonance about real people and real situations. How easy it is to forget that real people are out there and real people are getting hurt. my actual degree that I have is in information security, and I've actually started to get calls again, even though I'm not actively looking for a position. I'm getting calls for jobs because people are worried about information security now that let's call it Russia Unleashed. I know that's not the best terminology, but it's the best I can come up with and be civil about it. They're worried about Russia's hacking team. And I'll be honest with you, I bet you it had nothing, like all of Russia's hacking, assuming they were state-sponsored. More than likely they were, but I like to keep that level of not saying yes or no to something that I don't have an exact answer on. I'm betting most of their information security breaches that happened to some of our information streams in the United States, I am 90% sure that was all social engineering. I bet you they don't actually have the technological skill to do what people think that they can do. And because people are so used to this idea that Russia hacked the American election, what was it, 6 years ago? They don't realize that more than likely it wasn't really a yeah, so here's the thing. A really good example of this is, have you ever seen a Facebook quiz that asks you about your favorite dog, where you grew up on your street, what's your first street, where you grew up at? One of my current job, I have like 5 different places that need me to have separate password resets with separate security questions. And those ones I mentioned are all on there. What street did you grow up? What city were you born in? What's your favorite hobby? What's your favorite animal's name? Or it says pet. And all of these questions pop up on these Facebook quizzes, and people answer them without a second guess because, oh, Linda sent that over to me. Linda knows what she's doing. It's only going to be shared with Linda. Well, Linda's account got hacked and she doesn't know it yet. Social engineering is the #1 problem. You can spend $1 billion in information security software, but if Dave, down in accounting, clicks on a link in an email, it can compromise your entire network. And that's probably what happened. As much as people like to think that Russia is probably did it's called a logical hack, not a technological hack. But people understand technology over logic. Logic is a computer-based attack, where basically you do something like a password spam, where you try to guess someone's password over time. But whenever you take a look at it, more than likely they did social engineering to get a lot of people to release their information. And I point this out to people whenever I see these quizzes. I go, how many of these are on my security questions for resetting a password? And half of them are. Sometimes all of them are. If you haven't seen it, there's actually a really good scene of this. It was in Now You See Me. There is a point in that movie, and if you haven't seen it, the movie's over a decade old, so it's a spoiler, but not really a spoiler. They're trying to get... They don't say why they're doing it. They're like, okay, I bet you I can tell you your favorite dog's name, where you grew up, and what city you were born in, all by looking into your eyes. And he guesses wrong on all of them. And then he says, my favorite dog's name was a British bulldog named Buffy, or Beefy, or something like that. The actual name doesn't matter. I don't remember what the name was. And that's all they needed. He was the guy they were trying to do, and they were in his jet with him. was a billionaire insurance company guy, and they got him to give one answer that they could not get off of the internet, and that was his favorite pet's name when he was a kid. That is not some movie magic thing. That's how a lot of people don't understand. That's real social engineering. All of those guesses were basically to get him to drop his guard. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Na 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 na. Okay, shock trooper, no. Already have a transfusion, and that shield is not better. The actual information security that people need to worry about is not the one that's, oh, I have a program on your computer, or I have a program on my computer that's gonna hack you. It's that email you get from a random person you don't recognize that says, hey, we're helping out with charity. Would you like to assist us by providing us with your information so we can do a charitable donation in your name? And right now, there is a lot of companies doing that for Ukraine. And I'll say it again. That's where people are getting caught. They're not getting caught on someone uploading a virus to their computer. They're getting caught by social engineering. Which is really interesting because Kit Boga, who is a monolith in what he does, spends his entire days dismantling these scam artists. Come on, one of these need to go down. And that's all he does all day long. Calls people and just wastes their time. Me? I let them call me. I'm like, you have one option here, son. You can either A, give up on me now, or B, you can sit there and just waste your time. Because I'm smarter than you. Yes and no. The information security stuff is kind of topical right now. And it's what I studied for. I actually have some of my certifications for it, and I'm looking for a job in it. Thank you so much for the follow, Delta. But yeah, I love talking about this stuff, and there's a lot of interesting ways to think about it. I tell people all the time, and this is at work, and at work, I do a different job in information security, but it's what I want to get into. I tell them all the time, look guys, don't fall for this stuff. I was working at USAA, which is a insurance and financial institution for veterans. Or at least that's their primary clientele. You can get away without being a veteran with some exceptions. And the guy next to me sat next to me, listened to me talk about information security for days at a time. Right after COVID happened, he saw an email that said, hey, click on here to verify your status. And he clicked on the email. And he's like, oh man, I can't believe I fell for that. Now, that was just an internal company email. But what they do, the goal of these emails is to get you to, not the testing ones, but what the goal is to get your credentials. So what happens is, you log into a page, and I'm not good at the programming on, for like a web page, but you log into a web page and it says, please put in your company credentials. So you put in your company credentials, it says thank you. And then it disconnects the session. Why? Because it got exactly what it needed. Oh, okay. Give me a second. little bit better. Let me adjust that there. That should be a little bit better. But there's a lot out there that, when you're taking a look at the basics of stuff, that I think should, once I make my retirement, and I'm not even joking about this. Once I make my get to the point where I can retire, I actually want to become a teacher, and I want my classes to be information security for high schoolers. If I could get away with it being a middle school elective, I'd rather it be a middle school elective. But I would love to sit down and teach children, okay, what if this happens? What if you get this email? What if you get something like this from a friend that says, click on this link? What do you do? That way, we can teach children when they're younger. One of my favorite people to actually listen to his talks is a guy named Jason Street. He, I don't know if his name is stylized or if that's just the way it was. But Jason is spelled Jayson. I'm gonna die again. That's alright. So what'll happen is he'll talk about some of these jobs that he does. And what he is, he's a penetration tester. And whenever he's talking to people like company CEOs, things like that, he's like, don't train them to protect your data. And this is something I absolutely agree with. Train them to protect their data. Not at work, but at home. Because what'll happen is they will reflexively come into the office and do things right. Because it's the same things that they do at home. And that's something I think that is severely understated in information security these days. Is we need to have people taught how to do this stuff early. Your first day shouldn't be learning how to operate the system. It should be with information security. Let's see what we got. No. None of that. That way, by the time they get to doing their job... yeah, give me a second. Yeah, I've definitely been playing other games. He does a lot of hacking conventions. And hacking is... Okay, so this is something I tend to use the word hacking like most people use it occasionally, because that's the easiest way they understand it. What I'm really talking about is cyber criminals. Hacking is any type of solution that is not already prefixed into the system. So if you, for instance, Grim Fury, no. Sticky, no. Sorry, let me check these real quick. So if you, let's say, need to log into your Windows and you use a flash drive instead. If that flash drive was not something that came with the computer, that could be considered a hack. Cyber criminals are people who do things illegally for one of three typical reasons: money, politics, or for shits and giggles. But those three types of people are all cyber criminals. Hacking's a little bit different. Hacking is just solutions to problems that you don't have an immediate solution for. And that's one of the things I like to inform people about, because that's something that gets commonly misconstrued. I absolutely love talking about this stuff. At work, I have to remind people to shut me up, because I will literally just start talking, and if you don't stop me, I will keep going. Come on. Open the door. These guys are not my favorite guys, because I have to do this little number here. Yeah, and right now I'm working as an analyst for daily data and stuff. So, whenever I start, like, randomly spouting off infosec information, they're like, okay, Justin, we get it. We get it. So, where's your report at? Oh, yeah, I sent it to you guys already. It's in your email. Yeah, so what I do is every year, I play through all the Borderlands games, and the story-based DLC. I don't like battle arenas. So what happens is I've chosen, 3 years ago, I had a problem deciding what character I wanted to play. Because I like to play, and I got into, Borderlands 2, and I'm like, okay, who do I play? Because I did it in a different sequence back then. And I'm like, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to theme each year's character picks after a specific year. Last year was Year of the Siren. The year before that... Ooh. I'll pick that up. Before that, it was Year of the Sniper. And before that, I was just kind of playing. But now I do it based off of the year. I consider there to be 4 primary classes in Borderlands. Some other people might argue with me, but I have 4 classes. You have the Soldier, the Sniper, the Siren, and the Specialist. The Specialist is any character that does not fit your standard template. For instance, Brick is a Specialist. I'm gonna hold on to that still. I don't want the... Yeah, I don't want that. I'm never gonna use it. So, speedrunning tech here. I'm not going to actually go to all 3 of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run to this one. I've done that before. Back when the game first came out, I played through this game for about 1,000 hours at least. And that's both an online play and solo play. On my PC, let me see real quick, because I'm quite curious. I only have 54 hours on this version, and 80 hours on the original version. But I have played the living dog snot out of this game, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands 3. I've all played hundreds of hours at least on. Borderlands 2 is another one of those situations where I played a lot on PlayStation before I played on PC. Okay, this is intended because I can shoot down that guy before I die. Then I'm going to run inside. But I've done maximum slots on this a long, long time ago. And I don't do it during BorderQuest because BorderQuest is it's not a proper speedrun, but it's in a speedrunning vein. I'm not necessarily like going for the fastest time ever, but I am going for a fast completion so I can move on to the next game. Ooh, shotgun. Now, speedrunners found out a little thing about this section. The game doesn't actually determine which buttons you pressed. Only that you pressed 3 buttons. Whenever you save and quit, it doesn't recognize that the button's been pressed for here. It only has the activation counter in the upper right-hand corner. So you can just run. Skip these fights, of course. Okay, looky here. I don't like to fight you, Guardians. Did you just... He just killed still. You little kill thief. You too. Ooh, that's not too bad. That mofo kill still from me. He got exactly what he deserved. But yeah, I love playing through these games. I thought about doing it with the Final Fantasy series. But that's one of those things that way too many games to do. There's a guy, Medicare, or not Medicare, it's like Medicare, but it's pronounced a little bit differently, I think. And, he does speed runs, as hard as that to imagine, of the entire Final Fantasy series, and I'm like, no, no, that ain't me. I love me some Final Fantasy. I have played through all of the Final Fantasies, and I've beaten the vast majority of them. I cannot stand Lightning's Return for anything, and Tactics, I never, any of the Tactics games I haven't beaten. What do we got? Surplus. Nope, okay. And we're going to do this one more time, and then after that, we move on to the next section of the game. Yeah, it's not so hard for these games for me anymore. Watching some of the speedrunners and the tech that they use, you learn a lot of little things. Okay, so give me a moment. No, that fire rate's too low. I think that's considered a no, that's a... yeah. Gonna do the same thing. Leave me alone. Okay, main series. There are technically 15 main series Final Fantasies. If you want to get more specific, there's more than that. 10 had a sequel. 13 had 2 sequels. So that expands the numbers right there. Final Fantasy Adventure was really the first Suiduskin, or I can never pronounce that name right. The Secret of Mana series. And it wasn't really a Final Fantasy. They just put the name on it to have selling power. Same thing with Mystic Quest. That was, they slapped the Final Fantasy name on it. That way they can sell copies. So, yeah, there's a lot of them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Mystic Quest. 7, 7 Dirge of Cerberus, 7 Crisis Core, 8, 9, 10, 10 to 11, which was an MMO, but it still counts. There was 12, 13, 13 to 13 Lightning Returns, and 14, and then 15. Those are all the Final Fantasy titles that I know of. That's not including... Ooh, sorry. I apologize. There are also the Game Boy ones, which is Final Fantasy Adventure, Final Fantasy Legends 1, 2, and 3. I haven't played through all the Legends ones because those are not mainline, and I am not taking my time to go through and play 3 very... Like, they don't look interesting to play. Even looking at the speedruns of it, because I actually do like watching speedrunners, it's not that fun of a watch. It's... I'm not going to say it's bad, it's boring to me. Because you essentially... The easiest way to play the game is to speedrun it. And that's more of a... No, I don't want to go to Salt Flats, do I? Which way am I going? Oh, that's right. I goobered there. But yeah, there's a lot of Final Fantasy titles. There's Brave Equitas. There's War of the Rose Brave Equitas. Yeah, too many Final Fantasies in my opinion. I'm waiting for Final Fantasy 16, and hopefully it's not going to be like 15. 15 I had a hard time really getting into. And I'm not saying it was a bad game. I'm just saying I had a problem getting into that game. It felt... meh. That's the only way I can describe it without, like, yelling and screaming. Because the game itself was not a bad game. It actually had all the hallmarks of a Final Fantasy game. But the problem was, it leaned too much into the anime for me. And that was kind of my personal issue with it. Oh, I spawned back here in your thing. Did it again.
I can see you. I don't know how you did it, but I can see everything again. You've surprised me this time. Listen, there is no...
Yeah, I gotta go this way. Okay, that's alright.
Immediately reach the vault. Go, now.
Well, to be honest, it always kind of had that anime-ish feel. It's just 15, like, leans so heavy into the tropes, and I lost interest. Let me see that real quick. I passed right by that without looking. Nope, not a fast enough fire rate. But the truth is, all that said, I will probably buy all of the Final Fantasy games as they come out. I always do. If I can, I get the collector's edition. I'm one of those guys. And I'm not even ashamed of it. The drop rate is super low on most of the players. I haven't done the second playthrough in a while, but it should still be in the same locations. The repair missions, you have to pick up a repair kit for them. Unless it's been so long since I played playthrough 2 that I forgot about it. Ooh. Yeah, I saw that coming. Yeah, I didn't know that there was any of the missions that had a drop rate to them. Like this one, the one in here, it drops somewhere in the middle of the the map, but it's an actual physical location. You shouldn't have to save and quit to get it. But again, it really has been a long time since I've done playthrough 2 on Borderlands 1. Let's see. Static SMG, slow fire. Do you mind? Ruthless, but not good. Now, let's check over here again. Oh, they're already pulled up. Okay. Oh, no, that's right. I died. I didn't save and quit out. Yeah, I didn't... to my knowledge, there isn't any of them that requires a drop from anything. But it really has been a long time since I did playthrough 2. But to my knowledge, they all basically behave the same way. You have to pick up an item hidden somewhere on the map. Okay, let's see real quick. Now I go over there. That's right. Yeah, I'd have to play through it again. Number 1 isn't my favorite of the games. It has my favorite weapon in it. But the way that they did the level compensation to keep you from just like going straight to the end, that annoys me way too much to play through the second playthrough anymore. But mind you, I very much... These are like... My second favorite series of games is the Borderlands series. And I'm hoping Wonderlands turns out really well. And then next year, Wonderlands will be added to the, Ooh, what's this? Rowdy Bastard. So that way next year I can add it to the, BorderQuest. It looks good. I'm actually pretty excited for Wonderlands. But with 6 classes, I don't know how to identify which one is which group. I'll have to sit down, and I'll do what I do with all the Borderlands games. On my PlayStation 3, I don't know if the save is still there, I actually have a max level character for each of the characters. Same thing for Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3 and the Borderlands... So the pre-sequel is the only one that I only have one maxed out character. I'd have to look through the guide then. Yeah, I'm right. It really has been a long, long time.
By any means necessary. We will not get another opportunity in this lifetime.
Okay, good. Everybody, rock that body. There we go. That's a nice shield. So, Borderlands 1 actually, a little bit lower, but yeah, I'll hold on to it real quick. The overall experience is fantastic, but the way that they did damage scaling is absurd, and it makes the game less fun to play at times. So, the way that they did damage scaling is... I forget the exact numbers. I used to know it. But it's like something like a 50% drop-off or 75% drop-off. Being 2 levels below the whatever creature you're fighting. Whether it's an infantryman or one of the guardians. And because of that, it's the reason that I power level the way that I do early in the game. So I do use I mentioned it earlier, but I do use speedrunning tech whenever I play through, and it's to save myself some time in specific locations. For example, at the very beginning of the game, after you talk to Bonehead, after you kill Bonehead, I don't start doing all the quests that what's-his-face gives you. The guy outside of... Not Sledge's hideout, but the Roid Midget. I go to the Crystal Caverns instead, and what I do is from there, I hold on one second. Oh no, never mind. I have something for these guys. I grind off a few levels off of the... Oh yeah, that's right. I have to come over here. There we go. I grind off a few levels on the worms because you can throw a bouncing Betty at them, and if it hits right, it instantly kills them, regardless of their level. So, okay, good. So, I do that early in the game. I get 2 to 3 levels, sometimes more, depending on... Like last year during BorderQuest, I had no one here. I grinded all the way up to level 34. Before I moved on from Rack-Hive. I was hoping to get a double anarchy before getting to this point, but I guess this will be the first year I don't have a double anarchy by the time I go down towards the Guardian. Ha ha ha, you missed me. Just a surplus. And what'll happen is that'll take a whole bunch of early game, like running around doing a whole bunch of pointless quests, and it'll reduce it down to just like 15 minutes instead of half an hour. And a lot of little things like that. Fighting Rack-Hive to grind out experience levels, that saves so much time. If not, the most efficient way of doing levels is by killing all the doing all the quests, and doing all the quests can be boring and tedious and in general unpleasant. Alright, that's not gonna work. Do I still have it on me? No, I accidentally sold it. Ah, never mind. Okay. So, for this section, I love, not an understatement, I love Mordecai and his shield pin. Because these guys, they don't have a lot of health. They really don't. They are all shield. See? All shield. Then I'm gonna run away. Yeah. Lilith is makes this section pretty easy as well. But Mordecai, Shield Pin, these guys just like flatline. I did have an SMG with the that had a ×4 electricity on it, but I guess I sold it. Or shock, sorry. Now, there is something interesting. The game does have some software limitations on how many enemies it'll draw at once. So we can actually use this to our advantage getting through this part. Which I have done. You'd have to be a little more specific. I don't remember a secret room except for the secret vending machine, but it's been a while. You'd have to refresh my memory on it. Because the answer is probably yes. But it probably hasn't been in recent memory. You see right now how it's could be drawing more enemies, but it's not. That is a software limitation. I've done a lot of some of the grenade jumping too. Like I said, long time ago. I could even at one time in Borderlands 2, I had practiced it. I'd even gotten good at it, good enough at it, where I could get into Marcus's test chambers and loot him like that. And melted.
You've done so well. Know that you are ready for this.
No, I'm not.
Brace yourself. I believe in you. You can do this.
Yeah. Probably have. I just don't remember.
You have failed to listen to Commandant Steele. I've warned you time and again, yet you persist on ignoring my orders. The contents of the vault are rightfully the property of the Atlas Corporation. But you belong to me.
The question is, what is her siren power, and who has it been passed down to?
Yes, the key works. Sergeant, get your team ready to go inside.
Because Commandant Steele is clearly
Don't give up.
a siren.
Immortal in its own realm, but in this reality, it cannot survive without a host. That makes it vulnerable. When it becomes flesh and blood, it can be hurt, even killed. You just need to know where to aim.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess the bright purple spots on its body. Sorry, give me just a moment to focus. Oh, out of ammo for that. Woohoo! Hello, you. I have zero qualms about killing the destroyer this way.
It's like having another soldier on the field. Bullseye. Oh, you know that hurt.
Woohoo! Jack's gonna take your eye.
Nailed it.
Borderlands 3 really does have me trained to skip cutscenes.
You opened the vault. I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Alright. Come on.
Nice to get
One double anarchy. There are 8 chests here, or 7. One of you should have my SMG that I want. Okay, no. Repeater, desert repeater, nasty. Okay, don't want any of that. Silent Knight! I will take that. I do not need a WoW cannon. Do not need that. Do not need that. The streak has come to an end. I'm sad. So, hands down, my favorite weapon, and it's because of how broken it is, in all of Borderlands, is the Double Anarchy. Especially one with the 10 to 13 fire rate. Oh, heaven for me. I will spend a lot of... Like I think I said it earlier. If I'm not... if I only have, like, no viewers, I will literally just stop and I will grind that out of a vending machine. But I can't do that with people actually here. I mean, it's going to be uploaded to YouTube, and then I'm not going to get any views on it, but yeah. Okay. We technically have a couple other chests we can do before we turn this in. But I'll check them afterwards. But I think the streak is broken. Yeah, Double Anarchy has a 4 times fire rate on an 4 times bullet rate on an SMG. It makes it deadly, like super mean. So that fire rate, but 4 instead of just a single one. It drains your ammos like stupid quick. But everything melts to it. Nope. We still have expansions to go through. I might find one in one of the expansions. Alright. What? Okay. So. Now, oh, I did it again. Every year I do it. So, the moment you turn in that quest, you know how the playthrough 2 opens up. However, I don't want to do playthrough number 2. I want to do playthrough number 1. And I do it every single year. Without fail. I always do that. Yeah, we're gonna do Tartarus Station first. Like, it happens without fail. Without fail, I will do that the first time through every single time. I do not know a year I haven't. Last year, I remembered. I'm like, alright, I need to make sure I select that.
Our story began when the Hyperion Corporation
I'd have to do another playthrough of it.
the treasure
And
hunters, with the vault unlocked.
until I complete BorderQuest, I won't come back and revisit it. BorderQuest is like a thing I definitely do every year, and it so I don't like to I have to finish it. It's some people might say I'm being insensitive, but it's OCD. I have to do it. It has to be completed in a specific way. If I do it, it's gonna be off stream. There we go. I do believe that Tannis would have stolen candy from a dead baby. I might do it off stream. Then I can just load up one of my stronger characters and do it on playthrough 2. One that has a double anarchy, and I can just kind of mow everything down. There we go. Let's see. What do you have in you? Malevolent SMG. Hostile. Ooh, that's not too bad. And cheap revolver. Okay. Nothing that's going to accelerate my gameplay. Okay. Yeah, I might take a look into it, but it's going to be off stream, and I might come back after BorderQuest is done and do it on stream. Alright, let's do this in the proper order that it wants us to do it in. Nope, nothing good. Oh, yeah. BorderQuest is a lot of fun. It's one of those things. I think I started doing it because and it began for trying to build hype for my channel. I won't even lie about that. A lot of people were playing Borderlands. You have like Killer 6 and I'm so out of the Borderlands community right now. But you have like Killer 6 and all that crew, and they have these long-running playthroughs, all these challenge sets that they do. And it's because this game is their bread and butter. And I'm cool with that. I really am. But I didn't have a way to build that buzz. So I'm like, okay, what can I do that no one else has actually done that I've seen them do? And I've never seen anyone actually play through the games and do it like this. So I'm like, okay, I'll be the first. I didn't get any channel recognition for it, but I still did it and I liked it. And so I'm like, okay, I sat down, and the next year, I'm like, you know what? That was a lot of fun to do. Let's do it again this year. And then it just kind of kept going from there. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to kill that guy. I suggest everybody do it. I would really like to see, like, I can't remember anyone but a Killer 6 right now. I think there's like a Misuki, Professor Broman used to play a lot of Borderlands, but not as much anymore. There's just a lot of little things like that. This is something that I recommend for anyone who likes the series. My favorite game of all time is still Final Fantasy 1. I haven't played it in a few years, but it's still my favorite game, because it's the game that really got me into gaming. And once I got into gaming, it just developed from there. Especially RPGs. Oh. The other type of content I run, I haven't been running it recently because I don't have the... I haven't had the time. But now that my job is... It's coming off as stable. But I just found out that the guy who was going to be training me just got fired. Which makes me go, okay, this is going to be weird coming into work on Monday. Yeah, they put the components in a weird order. Once I get the my schedule like fully stabled out, I'm gonna probably start running role-playing games again. I used to run a lot of Vampire, a lot of Werewolf the Apocalypse. I ran a mage game for a few friends of mine a long time ago, a few years ago. And that guy, he never learned. I love telling a good story. It's probably the reason why when I do have an audience and I'm talking to them, and I can be entertaining and amusing and fun and all that stuff. My wife says I probably talk a little bit too much. And I have these like natural pauses because you hear them all the time with the way that I speak, my tone and my cadence, where I will stop for a moment, breathe, and that's normally so that other people have a chance to breathe, because if not, I will just keep talking. There was a trumpet player. I'm not sure if he could do it with talking, but he could do it while playing trumpet, where he could play a long, continuous note without having to stop and take a proper breath. He found a way to breathe in through his nose while exhaling with his mouth. And that in and of itself is a badass thing to do. But this was a talent of his. This was something he definitely did. I even saw a couple of demonstrations of it from other people. It's an amazing talent. I think it's more of a trick than anything else. But if I could do that while talking and playing, you would never hear me shut up. 3 hours later, oh, I think I need to take a drink of water. I haven't stopped talking for a decade. Come on, why'd you run away? I only want to shoot you in the face. Is that so wrong? Okay. Okay. Nope, not you. Yeah, there's a problem with these guys. But yeah, I give me a chance, give me a topic to talk about, and I will run on at the mouth. I remind people at work that they have to do that, and I know I've said that before, but it bears repeating because I will do that and not even notice. And the way that my mind flows with topics, I might be talking about my little brother who he's the person who ends up giving out a lot of gift subs on my channel. I'll start talking about him and his youngin', and before you know it, I'm talking about foot fungus. How did I get there? Lord only knows. But at the time, it made sense. Let's see, do I have a sniper rifle? I do. I have Silent Night. Silent Night. What? What? It's easy. And here's the thing for me. It's easy to swap topics like that. And for something like this, my wife doesn't have like super bad ADHD, but she has that touch of it where there's a lot of... She gets like hyper-focused on things and stuff like that. Let me try the mugshot. That might work better. But she'll get hyper-focused on one thing, one crafting project. And before you know it, she's on another one already. Me, we were talking about BorderQuest in general. And while we were talking about it, she's like, yeah, I can never do that. I can never sit down and play a single game for as long as you do, much less the entire series over the course of 2 weeks. Because like Horizon Forbidden West, I binged that game. No joke, I finished that game in a week, and I got the Platinum Trophy to prove it. Same thing goes, not so much for Pokemon Arceus, but, let's see. What other game did I recently purchase? There's another game that I got recently, too, and I don't remember what it is. Oh, there we go. That's what I want. I don't care if I die again. Yeah, I got 3. And I will sit down, I will play the game, and I won't stop playing the game till I beat it. If the Platinum Trophy is not ludicrous, I will get the Platinum Trophy. I have played some games where the Platinum Trophy is just stupid to get, and it's like, you know what? I have better time than to play through Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories 6 different times to get all the objects in the game. No, I'm good. I'll pass there. And there's a lot of little things like that. I'll be honest, I love gaming. If, and it's always a big if, I can make this my profession, this would be my profession. Hands down, no second thoughts to it. But I ain't so lucky as some of the other streamers who got super big back when streaming was first happening. So, it is what it is. Like, in fact, I'd love to say I'm jealous of them, but I'm not. Like, some of the streaming things that happen are ludicrous. Okay, come on. Yeah, I'm gonna die here. Like, some of the stuff is really, really silly. Contracts alone can be absurd. Okay. Yeah, I put this back on. Okay, where am I getting hit by? Friggin' mugshot still doing its work. I gotta shoot you in the knee. But yeah, as much as I would love to do this for a profession, I don't think it's in the cards. And the biggest reason why is I'd have to devote all of my energy to it. And, my personal life is doing fantastic. So I'm not super worried about it at all. I like to do this as a hobby. I do not want to end up like some of these guys I've seen who... You see them streaming, and they look so miserable. There you go. That's who I was looking for. Hi, you. Cup shots. Like, people like Broman specifically, and I'm mentioning him because he started out, I don't know what his original content was when I found him. He had, he had more people than I did, than I do on an average basis. But he wasn't, like, super big like he is today. And, I sat down and I watched his stream, and he was speedrunning Borderlands 2, and it's like, people do this? Interesting. Oops. Okay. Okay, come on, get down. Give me a moment to focus. This guy's like 3 levels above me, which means I'm doing garbage for damage again. No, I haven't heard about those. I'd have to look them up. Are they fan games? Oh, no, I haven't. In that case, yeah, I know I haven't. Although I'm surprised they haven't made a companion app for the games, to be honest. Borderlands 3 seemed like it'd be the perfect time to do that. Gonna put you to work. I used to be a soldier till I took a bullet to the knee. Let's see if we can do that today. Let's see. We have an optimal revolver, fearsome sniper, blast SMG, and garbage. Yeah, all garbage. Come on, something good today, and no. All right. Now, here's the catch. Every time I go to restart, it's going to want to go to playthrough 2 again. Every single time. And it is one of the most aggravating things that there is, and I get annoyed by it. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my stream here. I might stream a little bit later on, about 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, so that's about 2.5 hours. I've been streaming for about 2 hours now. But I got to get up, cook dinner, and then eat dinner, of course. And I might be back. I don't know. I've been streaming for like 5 hours total today. But I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of day it is for you. May joy be to you all. Look for me to be streaming at least tomorrow at the earliest at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm not sure what that is for UTC, so you can translate it to Swedish time. But it would be about 2.5 hours from now, but tomorrow. But I hope you have a great night, good morning, good afternoon, and may joy be to every last one of you who's been here.